Here's an interesting story. Here's story time with Rojas. Ready for this one? I don't think I've told you this story, dude. Here's an interesting story. I'm probably gonna piss off my brother-in-law, but whatever. Ready? You got your popcorn ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Check it out. 2 Thanksgivings ago, before COVID, a few months before COVID, actually, me and the wife went to visit her family in Colorado, and we're sitting there just watching. I'm actually, so the mom lives in the basement, but it's kind of weird because the basement, like they live in a hill type of thing, so the basement feels like a floor, like a normal, yeah, yeah. She's got windows all the way around. She's got a sliding door that she can go out to the backyard, and then there's some stairs that goes up to the main floor, the main entrance. Inside her actual her room, dude, she's got a living room, she's got a kitchen, she's got a guest bedroom, a dining room. Like it's a mother suite or mother-in-law suite, her own bathrooms and everything. So check it out. I'm sitting down there in her living room watching, I think it was like Avengers with my nephew, and my brother-in-law comes down. He comes down the stairs, and he's like, "Here, catch." I caught it. I'm like, "Ooh, Starburst."
Oh no, I know where this is going already.
Pop it in. Started chewing on the Starburst, yellow Starburst. The packaging was a little questionable because it was how Starburst, they're packaged.
Yeah.
And they're square. Okay, so this one it looked just like a Starburst, but it was a clear package. Clear. And it was yellow, so I'm like, "Ooh, Starburst," whatever. I was thinking like, it's probably leftover Halloween candy.
Right.
Because Halloween candy, they do stuff like that, so whatever. I'm sitting there chewing. And then the girls, I got my sister-in-law, the wife, and my mother-in-law, they're cooking and doing stuff. And they're just like, "Hey, can you guys help and bring some of the stuff upstairs?" So my brother-in-law is all like, "Hey, Steve, come help me, grab some stuff." So I'm getting up and I'm getting to the end of this chew. And I'm just like, it was almost like, do you guys have in Canada this candy called Gushers?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm chewing. Chew. What the hell was that taste? That wasn't sweet. It was a little bit bitter-ish. And I'm just like, wait a minute. So I come up to him and I'm just like, "Did this thing have weed in it?" And he just smiles and nods his head yes.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, dude, I don't smoke.
Yeah, you can't do that to people that don't.
I don't do brownies. I don't do anything with THC or weeds or drugs or dude, the closest thing I get to getting any kind of high or whatever is freaking alcohol.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's very, dude, you know me very well. I'm like, I'm waking up early in the morning to go work out.
Yeah.
The only kind of powder shit I'm putting in my body is
protein.
BCAAs, proteins, like all this health crap,
Yeah.
So I'm over here freaking out. I didn't tell my wife anything. I'm just like, I'm not going to say nothing. So I'm grabbing this stuff. I'm kind of freaked out a little bit. And I go upstairs and I'm putting everything there and I'm setting everything up, helping out. We're sitting down and I'm just like a little nervous. And he's just like, "Are you good?" I'm just like, am I good? Like, dude, am I good? So,
man.
Dude, I got to tell you, I'm saying dude a lot now. Dude. So, oh man, yeah, I'm already getting high just thinking about it. So we start watching. No, we started playing Madden on the PS4. So we're there just playing Madden, and he gets up and he's just like, "Hey, you want to watch a movie?" I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." He's like, "You want to drink?" I'm first thing I don't say no to drinks. "Yeah, what do you got?" Vodka Red Bull. I'm in. He goes, brings it back, and I'm just like, holy crap, this thing's strong. I'm just like, dude, and I'm just like, I'm like, I could taste this like a little. I'm like, what kind of vodka are you using? He's like, oh, I'm just using this one. I'm like, why does it taste different? I'm like, whatever. So I'm just here, just chilling. My other brother-in-law shows up with his girlfriend and the kids. She comes, says hi, and this is me. This is me. I'm watching TV like this, and pretend this is her, right? My boom stand. If you guys are listening to the audio, just imagine it's like a 45-degree turn. I'm literally like this. They say, hi, everybody. Hi. It literally, okay, I'll just tell you exactly for those listening to the audio. I was literally turning in slow motion to look at them and say hi. You know what was actually going through my head though at that time?
That you're going so fast?
Yeah. I felt like I went like this. Oh, hi. Like super fast. And then when I got there, I went like this, like, whoa. Like I started going backwards a little bit, like I was about to fall, but the couch was on my head.
So you weren't
Like,
actually falling?
I wasn't actually falling. I wasn't going anywhere. And then my other brother-in-law looks at me, and he puts his hand on my side, and I'm just like, oh yeah, like dude, just scratch my neck real quick. And he just starts laughing. He starts laughing, and he's just like, "Are you good, dude?" And I close my eyes. I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm good." And his older brother, he's just like, yeah, he's chilling. And my brother-in-law, the younger one, his name's David. I'm super cool with David. Me and him talk almost daily and stuff. But he's just like, dude, like, are you on something right now? Like, I'm just like, he gave me this starburst thing, and he's just like, seriously? I'm like, yeah. He's like, how big was it? I'm like, I don't know.
You're not supposed to eat the whole thing. Just saying.
So yeah, so check this out. Wife comes upstairs. Everybody starts coming upstairs. Everybody's setting up the dinner table. I'm sitting there in the living room, and I started feeling sick, like really sick. And I go to the wife and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna go lay down upstairs for a minute." I'm like, I don't feel good, like at all. I don't feel good. And she's like, "Really?" I'm like, I'm sorry. I just this is Thanksgiving Day, bro.
No.
This is Thanksgiving Day. So I go upstairs, go onto the bed, lay down, pass out. And I wasn't fully passed out because everything was kind of like turning constantly. I felt like I was melting onto the bed. Like I was getting like I felt like somebody was on top of me, like laying on top of me. And I'm just like, oh man. So the so my wife comes upstairs and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm just like, Danny, the older brother, I think roofied me. She goes downstairs. She was pissed, dude. She was pissed. And she was telling them, like, we don't do this stuff. What did you give him? And then they were just like, well, we thought he was a little bit stressed out and everything because of Thanksgiving. And we know he gets anxiety and stuff like that. And she's like, but we don't do this stuff.
Yeah.
Why did you give him this stuff? So my older brother-in-law, the one that gave it to me, comes up and says, "Hey, are you good?" I'm just like, I just need to lay here. He's like, no, but like, do we need to call like an ambulance or anything like that? I was like, I just need to sleep. I don't know, man.
You sleep it off.
And the younger brother-in-law comes upstairs and he's just like, he's sitting on the bed next to me. And I'm just right there. And I'm just like, kind of like turning sideways. And he's just like, dude, like, did you eat the entire thing? I'm like, yeah. He's like, they made it sound like you just had a bite. I was like, no, I ate the whole freaking thing. And he's just like, dude, because you don't do this stuff, they should have given you maybe like a little piece of the corner.
So I'm not a professional, but when we talk about it in our circles, I usually say you have a piece, you wait half an hour minimum before you have any more, because you never know how you're going to react to it. If it's your first time having it, it's different as an edible versus actually puffing on the cloud, because it takes a little bit longer for your body to actually break it down. When you're smoking it, it hits you like legitimately right away. Some people maybe a few minutes, but when it's an edible, it's actually being broken down into your bloodstream. right? So it takes a little bit longer, and when it finally hits, like that's when you started laying down. Like it was actually settling in. And you're like, yeah, I just need to. But when it's your first time, and if anybody is giving anybody anything, which is legal here in Canada, I don't know about your state or province or country, you're gonna have to do your own research, but you have to understand that people respond differently to these things. Like this is a public service announcement off your damn story now, because I get upset when I hear stories like this, man. I do, because you can't just blindside somebody and not tell them what you're giving them, and two, give them a dose that someone who usually takes it on a regular would take for their first time. Those are like, to me, it's disrespectful. Just saying.
So my wife was mad at me because she thought I knew what I was doing, and I had explained to her I had no freaking idea. And then he gives me alcohol with it. I don't have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was bad, dude. It was, and here's the other thing. My family, we do Thanksgiving for dinner. We might have an early dinner, like 4 p.m. Her family, their types of dinners is like 2 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Their Thanksgivings are very early. Everything over there is just super early. It's like, okay, let's sit down and eat. And I'm just like, it's like 1 o'clock and you guys are having dinner right now? Whatever. I ain't gonna say no. But so yeah, they were sitting down like about 1 o'clock in the afternoon while I was already upstairs, like just freaking melting on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I literally felt like my face was melting off, like my whole body was just melting off. And when I finally snapped out of it, like my brother-in-law was upstairs, the younger one. He was actually worried for me. He was up there for like about an hour or two, just talking to me and trying to keep me awake, trying to keep me going. I finally got up around maybe like 8 o'clock at night.
And you still felt baked, probably.
I still felt pretty jacked up. I had to pee like crazy, and I was freaking hungry, dude. I didn't eat anything all day, literally.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. I don't normally eat breakfast. So I'll just drink stuff, like I'll give me some orange juice or whatever,
Yeah.
So that gummy or whatever the hell it was, edible, was the only thing I really had in my stomach. Now I will say this: when I went to bed at night, I think I finally went to bed like around 11 o'clock at night, midnight maybe. Dude, I slept so good.